Live from the Grenadian capital, this is the GBN television news. GBN, covering you from the Grenadine Island chain to Brooklyn, New York, via the World Wide Web on www.gbn.gd.
The news headlines is brought to you compliments GUT Credit Union.
Imagine having the home of your dreams. Imagine investing in that piece of property you can call your own. Imagine finally doing that home improvement project you've always been thinking about. It's time to stop imagining and start doing. Let the GUT Credit Union help you take the first step with fantastic rates, affordable repayments, and reduced legal fees. Make the move. Get better terms on your mortgage. Use your home equity to make those dreams a reality. Act now. There's really no place like home. GUT Credit Union. It's where you belong.
This is the GBN television news for today, Tuesday, April 26, 2022. I am Beverly Telesford. In the headlines, family of young man who lost his life in Sunday's boat incident with the Grenada Coast Guard seeks legal representation as the survivor tells his story. Commissioner of Police Edwin Martin to determine if the officers involved in Sunday night's deadly collision on sea will be placed on leave. And Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell to deliver a national address before a live audience tonight. In around the globe in the region, COVID-19 rampant in schools in Trinidad. Internationally, Russia warns Ukraine conflict could lead to World War III. While coming up in sports, Spice Girls fight back in their second CONCACAF Under-17 Women's Championship. However, they go down to Costa Rica. The details right after this message.
The first segment of the news comes to you compliments Soft Weave Bathroom Tissue.
Have you heard about the new Soft Weave bathroom tissue with total hygiene? As hygiene and safety have taken center stage, our bathroom tissue is now manufactured with 3 different technologies to offer the best protection for you and your family. UVC light technology for a safe and effective disinfection process, eliminating 99.9% of microorganisms. Also, production at high temperatures, killing all types of germs and bacteria. And it's pH controlled with delicate fibers to prevent irritation for even sensitive skin. Soft Weave Total Hygiene Bathroom Tissue. Available in supermarkets and shops island-wide. Visit Soft Weave Caribbean Facebook or Instagram pages for more information.
Good evening. This is GBN's News at 7. Top story tonight, the family of Woburn resident Kimon Bell has been rocked by the tragic circumstances in which the former student of the Presentation Brothers College lost his life on Sunday. And now the lone survivor recounts his story in this Jared Joseph report.
The survivor's story is finally being told following the tragic loss of life at sea due to a boating incident involving the Grenada Coast Guard on Sunday. Vonley Joseph, retelling his story to the media on Tuesday, says he and the deceased Kimon Bell journeyed to Hawk Island and on the return experienced engine problems. And that's when things took a turn for worse.
So the same time I tell him, well, let me call and get rescue. Kimon tell me, nah, I know the problem. I'm going to fix the problem for you. Don't worry, we will get through. Same time now, Kimon end up fixing the problem in the engine now. And then we start to run up on the airport. We're going up to Granans Beach. We end up making it a light. So I end up telling him, well, but that the coast, the trawler over there outside the Jomo trawler. He tell me, nah, boy, that the coast guard. At the same time, he start to slow down. I tell him, cut in Granans, go in motor Granans, and then we run up on the cruise. As we running up on the cruise now, at the same time the coast guard make a U-turn and just turn off the lights now and start to running coming up to we. So the same time he slow down now and I tell him, well, let me put on the phone light. Turn on the phone light now, waving the light as the coast guard speeding coming to us. The men just end up running into us and just kill me.
He claims an officer initially refused to grant him a phone call.
I raised up my head from in the water. I I see Bell floating. I said to tell them, man, they killed my brother boy, they killed my brother boy. And that man, when he started to make calls to call some Saj, I turn around and tell the man, boy, bleeding out in the water, boy, come and take me out in the water. The man, when he had me in the water, they floating on the boat, holding on. Next 2 minutes, the man pull out a gun and crank it. And telling me, no, come up on the boat. So I telling the man, no, boy, I just get through the man mother, get through the man mother, get through the man mother. Then the man play, hold him back, and then tell him, come up, come up. And I go up on the boat now, the man end up putting out the gun and then go in the front of the boat. I never come.
Maritime lawyer and legal counsel for Bell's family, Anselm Crowden, highlights the guidelines to be followed by the Coast Guard.
But those are military vehicles, and they're supposed to be littered. I mean, you see any man of war, any Coast Guard traversing the territorial Sea of Grenada, even our Coast Guard is supposed to be properly littered at all times when they're traversing the ocean, so that they are identifiable as a military or paramilitary vehicle. And usually they must carry lights. The International Maritime Organization regulations speaks to it. I mean, yachts, you see they have a light at the mast. You must at all times, when at sea at night, that's part of the navigational, International Maritime Navigational Act. You must have your port and starboard minimum lights on, or your deck lights. But if you're a military organization, if you're a Coast Guard or a battleship, well, your deck is always littered with rotating lights as you move.
I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
The Royal Grenada Police Force has pledged emotional support to the family of Kimon Bell, the young man who lost his life in the boat incident involving the Coast Guard on Sunday. Assistant Superintendent at the Community Relations Department, Desmond Richards, pledges to lend emotional support to the family of 22-year-old Kimon Bell of Woburn St. George, while investigations are carried out into the circumstances surrounding his death.
The matter will be investigated thoroughly, and the outcome, we continue contact with the family, giving them feedback as to where we are, what is happening, and, even at time visiting from time to time, just to show them that, we are not just pushing this, aside and not looking at it seriously.
Bell's body was retrieved from the sea on Monday after the Coast Guard ran into a boat carrying him and another occupant on a Sunday night. ASP Richards says whether or not the officers will be placed on leave will be determined by Commissioner of Police Edwin Martin.
That will be a determination for the Commissioner of Police based on some of the preliminary evidence that might come out. And so that would be a determination for him.
ASP Richards urged Grenadians to not turn to social media to make negative remarks on the ongoing investigation, but to instead pray for the families involved.
It would be a good thing here to ask all of us in Grenadians to really, rather than making loose comments and saying all kind of things that may not be appropriate, and letting your perception come through your mouth. Let us pray. Let us pray for the family. Let us pray for the officers, that at least they will have the necessary strength, as I said, to go through this period.
The other occupant of the boat with Bell sustained minor injuries and was treated at the General Hospital and discharged. Attorney Anselm Crowden has described the accident which took the life of 22-year-old Kimon Bell as a tragic occurrence. The lawyer claims that to date, no official has reached out to the Bell family to offer sympathies. Gerard Joseph has that story.
7 days. 7 days to speak with us. I represent the estate and the parents of the deceased.
Attorney at law Anselm Crowden says he's baffled at the lack of empathy shown by the authorities following the tragic death of Kimon Bell out at sea. Crowden, who specializes in maritime law, notes that they are still awaiting an autopsy, highlighting that he has indicated to the Deputy Commissioner of Police the need for another pathologist or specialist representing the interest of the family.
This is a collision at sea. and must be treated as such. It's not an accident. If the Coast Guard had observed and was prudent and careful and observed certain accepted maritime principles with respect to navigation and navigation in inland waters and in the territorial sea, this incident would not have occurred.
The attorney alleges that the death of Kimon Bell came as a result of the Coast Guard's reckless disregard for observing the rules as required of military and paramilitary ships to be lit at all times. Father of the deceased is unmoved by the report given by the Coast Guard and is calling out for justice.
Because the Coast Guard equipped with a radar that could pick up something in front of it over 200 feet. The Coast Guard got lights that could brighten up the whole Sea of Grenades. Why are they claiming it's an accident? This is willfully done, and my son was the target. Because after the boat hit, and the guy claimed that look at Kimon Bell in the water, why the police and the Coast Guard didn't jump overboard and get my son? Why? Why? They'll wait until the next morning, before they could recover my son. I need justice, and I need it fast.
Crowden believes the Coast Guard was negligent and the authorities should step forward and open negotiations for some form of compensation to the family. I am Gerald Joseph for GBN News.
Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell will deliver an address to the nation tonight before a live audience. The Prime Minister is expected to focus largely on the pension issue, as government has been engaged in a number of strategic consultations since the High Court ruling earlier this month. The Prime Minister's address will be broadcast live on all GBN platforms. This is News at 7. Coming up, Anthony Boson bows out of frontline politics after 25 years of service. Stay with us.
Make a greater contribution to your credit union by volunteering to serve on one of the following: Board of Directors, Supervisory and Compliance Committee, and Credit Committee. Members wishing to be considered must be active members of the credit union, be of good standing, and possess a reasonable understanding of the credit union's philosophy and operating principles. Application forms can be downloaded at gutcu.com/nomination or collected at any GUTCCU branch. Send your application via email to nominations in care of GUT Cooperative Credit Union, Grenville and St. John Streets, St. George's. Or email your nominations to gutcu@spiceisle.com. The subject should be Nominations 2022. The deadline for applications is Friday, April 29th, 2022.
Monday, May 2nd, the holiday. Mangazo takes opulence to a different level as we invite you to our food festival. 11 in the morning until delicious, sumptuous, and visually appealing food, vegan food, seafood, oil down, cakes and pastries, wild meat, curry, sauce, and lots more. And look out for cultural performances, steel band, and more. For more info, call 538-0358 or 405-GAZO. That's 4296. Monday, May 2nd, the holiday. Mangazo Food Festival. Sponsored by Independence Agencies Limited. Agent Force Swiss. It's better because of Swiss.
My name is Dominic Lawrence. I'm a police officer by profession, and I've been a member of Ariza now for about 20 years or less. I chose to join Ariza because I've been hearing some good stuff about them. And my sister was a member before me. She told me about her good experience that she had with Ariza. What I like most about Ariza is the way they treat you as a member. They take good care of you. They help you in very, very good ways. They have some good products in place to help you. I've been able to budget a lot better because of the products and things that they have in place to help us as members. I love it when you call Ariza and the way they would answer the phone. Ariza, how can we make you smile? I would like to take this time now to congratulate Ariza on the 75 years of service to the people of Grenada.
Renbeck, community partnership initiative supporting education.
The project for our school is the expansion of the school feeding department and home economics department. Our previous kitchen area has been very small and sometimes it became congested. Therefore, we would like to say a heartfelt thank you to Grenlec for partnering with us in ensuring that we improve the quality of education that we provide here at Riverside Government School.
Grenlec, energizing our community.
And one venue only. The Call Band as Roller Promotions presents Out and Bad, featuring live and direct from Jamaica, the international dancehall icon DJ live inside the Call Band alongside Trinidad's top dancehall artist Jello and the ladies' man Sarima. You know Copen is gonna be wicked. Come early to witness the tune for tune song clash. Country versus town. Bad man win up Texas enough. Under decks, 473 rulers. Yeah, let's give on. Bomb Squad, Teflon, 5-Star, MK, Unity Sound, and Star Neil. Hosted by Blackstorm, Jabba, and PQ. Representing Grenada, Boise, Terra the Governor, Vaughn, Ledneck, Khalifa, Muddy, Jab King, Squeezed, Little Jello, plus more. Get your $40 early birds now from all popular ticket locations. Second batch $50, general $60, or pay more at the door. Sunday, May 1st. Out and bad. Copen Seller.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3.
Thinking about your new home? Think easy. Think a Republic Bank Home Easy Loan. Think affordable. Think convenience. Think Republic.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3. Republic makes home easy.
Wow, that was such a breeze.
Own your home with ease.
So whether laying that first brick or purchasing an existing home, we've got you covered. Republic Bank will get you those keys hassle-free in no time.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3.
Drop by any one of our 8 locations today. Getting your new home is easy with Republic Bank.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Grenada football action is back on Saturday, 30th April. Get ready for the 4th edition of the Pure Grenada Cup at the Kirani James National Stadium with 2 opening games. From 6 p.m., St. Mark Western Stars versus St. Patrick Crown City Strikers. Then from 8 p.m., defending champions St. Andrew Big Parish Stars versus St. George Royal Cannons. Admission $20. Then on 1st May, just 1 game. From 6 p.m., U17 Young Gunners versus St. John Dolphins. Admission $10 on Saturday. The 4th edition of the Pure Grenada Cup is on. Don't miss it.
I go drink water in Moonlight City. I go drink water in Moonlight City. Yo, this is the girl Patricia Ross, and I will be in Grenada for May I Fet. Moonlight City, yours truly will be there.
They say we toxic. We full of toxic love. It's a big girl now. Watch out with that walking from night till morning.
See you there, Moonlight City, May I Fet.
Body wet up, wet girl, where the man them carry on. Carry on, baby. Carry on, baby.
Yo, this is the girl Patricia, but I'm to all my sexy Grenadian ladies, I'm coming.
GBN leads, the others follow. This segment is brought to you by Republic Bank.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3.
Thinking about your new home? Think easy. Think a Republic Bank Home Easy Loan. Think affordable. Think convenience. Think Republic.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3. Republic makes home easy.
Wow, that was such a breeze.
Own your home with ease.
So whether laying that first brick or purchasing an existing home, we've got you covered. Republic Bank will get you those keys hassle-free in no time.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3.
Drop by any one of our 8 locations today. Getting your new home is easy with Republic Bank.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Welcome back. NDC caretaker for St. Andrew Northeast, Tessa Sincere, believes not enough politicians are publicly coming out to reprimand and admonish supporters for ungentlemanly behaviors. Sincere, who also serves as senator in the upper house of parliament, says some behaviors hinge on bullying, which should never be condoned.
Right, so let me speak to what they're not doing, because I'm not seeing many of the politicians coming out and chastising supporters, for example, of the behaviors that we're seeing, which is really bullying when you come on Facebook and persons have different opinions or perspectives on an issue. I am not seeing many politicians coming out and saying, you know what, supporters, we should not be doing that. Let's stay focused. Let's focus on the issues and not go down into the drain or gutter politics, as we would call it.
She says it has become a culture in some parts where gutter politics is the name of the game. However, she says it's time for change.
I think in some areas we are there, and I am very cognizant that, you know, you cannot control what adults do. Everybody has their own way of doing things, saying things, behaving. But I do believe that we can move away from it. It's a mindset, and mindsets are difficult to change. But if we are going to be change agents, to use the phrase that you used earlier, then we must start somewhere. And to me, starting is by making a statement that this is not acceptable, this does not augur well, this does not do anything for national politics or nation building.
Still in politics, after more than 2 decades in frontline politics, Anthony Boson says he is ready to cut free and make way for his successor to finish what he started. Cherry and Blackman, Stephen reports.
Outgoing parliamentary representative for St. Patrick West, Anthony Boson, is bowing out of frontline politics and reiterates that his time has come after 25 years of service.
It was in April 1997 that I made my entrance into the political arena as a full-fledged member of the New National Party. 25 years later, I believe it is time for me to take my exit from frontline politics and to pass the baton on to my successor.
Boson's statements were made during the official launch of the NNP caretakers for St. Patrick. Pamela Moses, who is seeking another term in St. Patrick East, and Victor Phillip, who is contesting the St. Patrick West constituency for the first time. He told supporters that he now looks to his successor to take over his unaccomplished task.
My duty was to serve you selflessly and to the best of my ability. I am fully aware that I did not accomplish everything that I planned to do. I do hope, however, that my successor will continue to build on the solid foundation that was created.
In the heat of the COVID-19 pandemic, many Grenadians defied authorities' orders and engaged in carnival-like activities in 2020 and 2021. It was that defiance that resulted in Boson making a statement in Parliament in 2021 relating to demons that Grenadians, and in particular the people of St. Patrick, took notice of.
Working together as citizens of St. Patrick, Mr. Speaker, we will seek to exorcise whatever demon came into us in St. Patrick yesterday.
Now preparing to depart frontline politics, Boson is leaving biblical words for his political colleagues, referencing spiritual evil.
Put on the full armor of God, for you will wrestle not only against flesh and blood, but also against powers and spiritual wickedness.
Anthony Boson's decision to step aside was not a spur-of-the-moment one, as he disclosed following the 2018 general election that he will not contest another election and opted not to accept a ministerial portfolio. His legacy as a politician includes his service to Grenada as Minister of Finance, Trade, Industry and Planning from 1999 to 2007, Minister for Economic Development and Planning, Trade and Industry from 2007 to 2008, and Minister for Education, Human Resource Development in 2013, and finally, Cabinet reshuffle in 2017, he was appointed Minister for Sports.
I have fought the good fight. I have finished my course. I have kept the faith, brothers and sisters.
Cherry and Blackman, Stephen, GBN News.
A A man on a 10-year journey around the world to save the next generation is back in Grenada. Christina John tells us more.
Harald Reichenbach from Switzerland is in Grenada as part of a 10-year journey around the world that began in 2014. The project Harald has embarked on is called G-Cubes and aims to save the next generation, he says, as it entails the collection of garbage, mostly plastic, and forming them into cubes. His vessel, Odilin, which set sail in early 2020, was docked in Grenada 4 days before COVID lockdown in March that same year, forcing him to abandon his mission until now. 10 days ago, he returned to Grenada to collect his boat to complete his project.
I felt really bad for the next generation, for my kids especially, because it's so difficult to explain them how to go on with all this disaster we did, our generation, and I think that was the main cause at the end, that I said I want to do something for the kids, for the next generation, by creating an art piece done by the kids all around the world together.
As an artist, he says, by doing art, he is trying to make a statement on the problem of plastic garbage. Working in partnership with the Grenada Solid Waste Management Authority, he plans to engage at least 3 schools on the island in the collection of plastic trash from shorelines.
First, we go collecting trash at the beaches. We bring the trash back to the schools and we talk about plastic, what it has for impacts for the environment, whatever. And we prepare this plastic. We have to dry it out and then we compress it. I have 2 compressors on board. We compress that all to little raw cubes of 9.8 centimeters.
Harald has made several stops before Grenada and has worked with schools and organizations with similar interests. He plans to leave the country by May 18th for Martinique, which is his next intended stop.
The project was planned to make a circumnavigation with changing crew, and the changing crew would have compressed these cubes, and then we pour it into resin, and at the end the plan was to make one big cube of 1,000 cubes as a monument, to make a show and to make a traveling show, which I want to show in museums and galleries.
Christina John, GBN News.
And now we turn our attention to what has been creating a buzz on social media. GBN Social Buzz is reaching beyond the local platform to share with you what's trending on social media. We browse the World Wide Web and bring to you the topics inciting the most reaction and debate among users. On Monday, we aired a report about an incident surrounding the death of 22-year-old Kim Onvel of Woburn St. George, who was an occupant on board a fishing vessel that was ran into by the Coast Guard.
Sunday night, 24th, the Coast Guard was returning to the base after conducting some operations on the sea, and in the process of they returning to base, they ran over a small fishing boat. There were 2 occupants in the boat. One sustained injuries and were treated at the hospital and released. The other was recovered this morning by the divers of the Coast Guard, and he was taken to the Coast Guard base where the doctor examined him. The doctor examined him and pronounced the young man dead.
Our social media users took to the comments section to share their thoughts and concerns about the incident. The following views are of the members of the public and not necessarily of the GBN. Rayan said, "So who would be charged and held accountable for the loss of life? Who will be serving time in jail? Let's see how the system works. If it was a bus accident, accident and one bounced and died on the spot, the driver will be charged, even though we all know it was an accident. Some must and will be accountable. So which one of the officers will arrest the officer or officers accountable? The saga continues. Jefferson chimed in, sorry to hear about that, but why is everyone coming down on Coast Guard? Fishery always say all small boats and big should be equipped and should have a blinking light on their boat, so Coast Guard and other boat users should notice you from a distance. So I guess that boat didn't have no blinking light, so don't blame the Coast Guard. They themselves are to blame. Also, Coast Guard have a little blame to get to. This person said this police officer should have been given a script for this interview. How could he say that the pain of the tragedy became worse for him when he spoke to the officers involved? Is he saying that the family's pain after losing their loved one to death is less than he feels for the officers responsible for that death? I doubt that this was his intention, but he has in effect minimized the family's pain and has shown an unmistakable partiality towards the officers involved. This is a very sensitive matter, and one needs to choose one's words carefully and have the appropriate facial composure when responding to the media. I think the Commissioner of Police should do these media engagements himself or give these officers a script to follow. Hudson said, I'm wondering if this Coast Guard boat was not equipped with sonar system to detect object in the water, because I'm wondering how do they spot suspicious boats at night? Something is very fishy. Finally, Roger said, it's very sad and very unfortunate. Condolences to the family of the young man. In instances like these, the folks at the top should be looking to introduce boat safety courses for small craft operators. That's what's buzzing tonight. We encourage you, our viewers and listeners, to submit your think pieces on trending topics locally, regionally, and internationally via our Facebook page and YouTube channel. Continue to share your thoughts and concerns with us on our social media platforms. Still ahead in the news, work set to commence on a Molyneux land slippage area in June. This is News at 7. We'll be right back.
The stage is set. The anticipation is high. As we get ready for a night of love. Saturday, May 7th at the National Cricket Stadium. Lovers of reggae, we welcome back to the Spice Isle, the electrifying Taurus Riley. With full live band. Together with Dean Fraser on sax. Known for his energetic performance, lovers of dancehall, we welcome on stage Stylo G. From the 4th Jenna Camp, Governor. Also featuring local stars Dash, Vaughn, and Valley Ned. Get your early bird tickets for $100. Available at the usual Sunshine Promotion outlets and online at GoToFect.com. Stay connected to our social media pages for details on our stage side VIP. Gates open at 8 p.m. Showtime 10 p.m. It's a night of love. Brought to you by Sunshine Promotions.
Introducing Color by Sissons. 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 Color by Sissons.
David Moya Monroe presents A Tribute to Mom on Mother's Day. It's an afternoon of musical enchantment as we celebrate Mom through the pulsating rhythms of New Dimension, Angel Harps, and Comancheros steel orchestras. Celebrating Mom. There's also attractions for the kids. Yes, bouncing castle, face painting, as well as your favorite animated friends. Join the celebration on Mother's Day at Grand Mall Plainfield. It's a tribute to Mom as we celebrate life, living with the angels. kings and queens among us. No vending allowed at this event.
What does it take to be an amazing woman? Lots of me time. Amazing women are classy, fancy, and a little sassy. It's the drink for me. Cheers! Sometimes you've got to show them who's boss. Alpha male? Nah, alpha females are more amazing. Cheers to securing the bag. We make time for ourselves, for work, friends, and we certainly make time for passion. We're simply amazing. Amazing cream liqueur for the amazing woman in you.
This is GBN. We've got the means, the power, and the medium. This segment is brought to you by Flow.
Welcome back. Work on Molyneux land slippage area is set to commence in June. Since the closure of the roadway back in December of 2019, several studies have been conducted to come up with the best possible solution to the land slippage. More in this Christina John report as Infrastructure Development Minister met with residents.
During last Friday's consultation with residents of Molyneux St. George, Infrastructure Development Minister Nolan Cox announced the commencement of work on the land slippage area that will start in June.
Very happy where we are now. We are at a point where we have done all the geological assessment. Dr. Guy, one of our renowned geologists who worked on this site and who worked on the design, he has done extensive work. And when we met, he said to me, he said, Minister, don't worry. I've seen worse slides than that. So I was very comforted when I heard that. And so we are here because we have our final designs. Those designs were priced, they were tendered. We had about 18 companies expressing interest, but at the final stage, I think 6 companies actually submitted tender documents with final interest in doing.
The name of the contractor for the project will be revealed in the coming weeks. However, Minister Cox wanted residents to know the scope of work they can expect.
We have identified a suitable contractor. However, we will not be making those announcements today. We're just closing up, finalizing a few things, and hopefully on or before just the first week, which is about a week and a half away, an official announcement will be made who the contractor is and the overall cost of the project that will be tendered.
Naim Hasnain, director of Beston Consulting Limited, said a design has been approved following careful analysis of the findings from the geological work that was conducted. Work will entail reconstruction of the roadway from the Montmoritz Junction to the Molyneux Detour Road. He adds that what they will do is create a soil box using the same material, treat it, reinforce, and stabilize it. Hasnain said one of the things they have considered is the view, and so has added an observation platform where people can stop and take in the view of parts of the West Coast project.
There is going to be a stepped approach to the construction, so we are not starting on the roadside. We are starting down the slope itself, halfway down the slope. At the lower levels, we are creating a platform, creating a stepped layer of wall. Using that support, we're stepping back inside and creating a similar wall, and then building up to be able to reinstate the entire road.
This project is estimated to take 8 to 12 months and will create employment for at least 30 to 60 tradesmen and women. Christina John, GBN News.
It's time to take a peek through the GBN ISOR lens.
A good eye captures all. GBN ISOR is brought to you by Clear Vision.
Life is beautiful if only you can see it. Clear Vision Eye Center helps you do just that. We provide expert service, classy eyewear, and cutting-edge technology, all with a quality customer experience. See better, feel better, and look better. Meet us today at clearvisiongrenada.com or call 444-0055, WhatsApp 409-0055, or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Clear Vision Eye Center. Let's see life and the world with a clear vision.
In tonight's I Saw, we feature video footage of children viewing waste being expelled from a dump truck while learning about the operations at the Perseverance landfill.
And you see the liquid pouring out at the same time.
The activity was part of the Grenada Solid Waste Management Authority and Mr. Wayne and Keith Watts' Support Easter Environmental Field Project. The environmental field trip involved 20 youngsters from Brizan. They visited areas such as the Perseverance Landfill, Slave Pen, Lavera Beach, and Pearls Airport, among other sites. Send us your photo and video submissions via WhatsApp on 405-3052 or our other social media platforms. Stay with us for the weather and sports. We'll be back.
A whole new level of convenience and comfort awaits you when you shop at Rise and Shine Supermarket and Hardware Supplies, Griffin Lane, Grenville. Convenient, because we are open Sunday to Sunday. We're even at your service on public holidays. Comfort, because we are easily accessible to the physically challenged. Free Wi-Fi is available while you shop, and bags come at no charge. Everyday low prices and excellent customer care. Adequate parking available. We supply everything you can possibly think of. Family and home supplies, fresh meat, vegetables, and personal care products. All brands of cooking gas at affordable prices. You can send in your order, have it pulled, or pick up express.
We support you at every stage of your life.
For business,
for your education,
for your financial freedom,
for that new ride.
Upgrade your life with the Communal. Contact us today.
Here is a little known fact. There is only one place in Grenada that you can get an MRI scan done. That place is Spicile Imaging Center. Yes, Grenada, that's the truth. Other centers could offer you other scans, but Spicile Imaging provides an authentic MRI scan. Here's another little known fact. Spicile Imaging has 3 centers. We operate at Grenville, the Carnage, and at the Ocean House, Grandlands. We provide the widest range of laboratory tests and services. CT scans, x-rays, mammograms, ultrasounds, and a host of other services. We are fully staffed by a team of family doctors and specialists. Call us today at 444-7679. or 406-1500, or visit any of our 3 locations. Spicile Imaging, from seeing the doctor to getting lab tests, scans, and pharmacy services. We are here to take care of you.
weather. This is GBN. We've got you covered.
Weather for Grenada, Carriacou, and PT Martinique valid for tonight and the following 3 days. Weather tonight, cloudy to overcast with some brief to widely scattered showers. Tonight's minimum temperature 25 degrees Celsius. Winds northeasterly to east-northeasterly at 8 to 18 miles per hour, becoming variable to calm at times. Seas light to moderate, waves 3 to 5 feet in open waters. Tides low at 8 p.m. and high at 1:15 a.m. Sunrise tomorrow 5:50. Weather for Wednesday, April 27th, cloudy to overcast, slight hazy and breezy with some brief to scattered showers, which may be heavy at times, and the possible isolated shower. Weather for Thursday, April 28th, generally cloudy, slightly hazy and breezy with some brief to widely scattered showers and the possible isolated thunder improving overnight. And weather for Friday, April 29th, partly cloudy to occasionally cloudy, hazy and breezy with few brief to widely scattered showers. Good evening, sporting fans. Let's kick off with football. Shaking off opening match jitters and a steep 20-0 defeat by the USA, Grenada's under-17 women's national team bounced back to score their first goal of the CONCACAF Under-17 Women's Championship in the Dominican Republic on Monday. Playing against 5th ranked in the CONCACAF, Costa Rica, Grenada got on the board first with a beautiful strike in the 21st minute by Melania Fullerton, who is based in the USA. Melania first played for Grenada at the age of 10 in the same tournament that Grenada hosted in 2016. Here is a recap of the goal.
First one was kind of a two-parter against Grenada and Costa Rica. As here comes Grenada. Big shot from distance, it goes in! Oh my goodness! The first goal of the CONCACAF U17 Championship for Grenada. Let's take another look at.
Despite the promising start, goalkeeping errors led to a 9-1 loss, despite the team showing a marked improvement in defense and offense, limiting Costa Rica throughout the match.
Mexico, United States, Canada. Here comes Costa Rica, though, putting on the pressure. A shot and a score. Gonzalez buries it. 7-1. Ramirez takes it herself. Off the crossbar and in. Here's a shot from Ramirez. It goes in.
Grenada, which is ranked 15th in CONCACAF, will be seeking its first win in the final group stage match against 9th-ranked Puerto Rico on Wednesday. Moving to cricket, the St. Andrews T20 tournament is scheduled to head into the Big 8 round as the preliminary zonal matches concluded last weekend. Tivoli Cricket Club continued its unbeaten run on Saturday, defeating Police Sports Club by 6 wickets, qualifying at the top of the table. Police batting first scored 141 for 9 with contributions from D. Cyrus, 32, Donald McDonald, 26, and J. Noel, 26. Che Duncan had figures of 3 wickets for 30 runs, Darren Hippolyte 2 for 14, and Omar Panchu 2 for 17 for Tivoli Cricket Club. In reply, an unbeaten 72 from Heston Jackson and 20 from Hippolyte led Tivoli Cricket Club to 145 for 4. On Sunday, Police Sports Club was the victor over the New Youth Cricket Club, with the qualifying spot for the Big 8 on the line. Police amassed 172 for 5 in 20 overs before restricting New Youth Cricket Club to 151 for 7 in 20 overs. And that's sports news. The regional and international news are next. Tonight's One Caribbean media hookup begins in the Twin Island Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, where it's been 1 week since schools fully reopened, and already there are at least 28 children testing positive for COVID-19, while 92 more are in quarantine. However, the Education Minister assures the Education District Health Unit is helping principals to manage the cases. CNC3 News has more in this report.
Since the third school term began last week, 28 students from 16 schools have tested positive for COVID-19, while the results of 18 students are still pending. Now, 92 students are currently in quarantine. The Education Minister, Dr. Nyan Gadsby-Dolly, says the district health units are assisting principals in managing these cases. However, CNC3 News was unable to get an official list from the Ministry of schools that were affected. However, this is an unconfirmed list of schools we were able to create based on reports coming to us from parents. Of these reports, the majority are primary schools. UWI Faculty of Sciences Dean and Pulmonologist Professor Terence Simangal tells CNC3 News there is no clear way to tell whether the students contracted the disease in the schools or outside over the Easter weekend. However, he says it's not surprising there are so many cases among the children given the spread of the Omicron variant in the population.
We would expect that when schools open up, and not just schools, but the population, and of course, as you said, the Easter weekend was a little while ago, that you will expect a rise in cases.
The Education Ministry has dismissed rumours that talks were underway to close schools in light of the cases. And even though cases are on the rise, Simangal believes the best course of action is to stay the course, as there is no need yet to talk about reintroducing restrictions.
Jamaica's Prime Minister Andrew Holness says the country's current unemployment rate of 6.2% is proof that the economy is recovering better than expected from the impact of COVID-19. Here is this story from TVJ News.
In the business report, Prime Minister Andrew Holness is optimistic about the country's employment rate.
All the signs are showing that we are about to take off in our economic growth. Our economy is recovering. It has recovered rapidly, much faster than we had expected. And in fact, Statin just released new unemployment figures, the lowest unemployment in Jamaica's history, 6.2%.
Although 6.2% is a record low, the Prime Minister said that there still exists a number of unemployed persons.
At 6.2%, there is still a great deal of persons who would be unemployed. Possibly between 75 and 80,000 Jamaicans would be unemployed.
He also said that with the low rate, the government now has to think about what would happen if the rate continues to drop and if we can facilitate further reduction.
Further afield, the UN estimates almost 5,000 civilians have already died and 11 million people have been displaced in the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Some are still trapped in the besieged Ukrainian city of Mariupol as fighting intensifies around them. Here's the BBC with that report.
sheltering in a basement as the fighting above them intensifies in the Donbass region of eastern Ukraine. The UN estimates almost 5,000 civilians have already died in this conflict. 11 million people have been displaced. Smoke rising from the steel plant in the besieged port city of Mariupol in southern Ukraine, where Ukrainian forces are now surrounded. With no agreement on a ceasefire here, civilians waiting for a humanitarian corridor which never came. Hope for negotiations is now with the United Nations. In his evening address, Ukraine's President Zelensky said his country was ready for peace, but that, he said, could only be achieved with every Ukrainian defending their freedom.
For
Russia to seek peace, every Ukrainian must still fight. They must defend freedom, because every day of struggle now adds years of peaceful life after this war, after our victory.
But hopes of peace may be slim, with Russia suggesting there's a danger of the Ukraine conflict leading to World War III. Speaking to state media, their Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov accused NATO of engaging in a proxy war with Russia. As NATO continues to pour more weapons into Ukraine, the UK will do the same. Ambulances and armoured vehicles on their way as this conflict enters its third month. The hope now is the United Nations can help secure more humanitarian corridors to allow more civilians to flee the fighting.
And that's the regional and international news. We'll recap the headlines next. Recapping the headlines, family of young man who lost his life in Sunday's boat incident with the Grenada Coast Guard seeks legal representation as the survivor tells his story. Commissioner of Police Edwin Martin to determine if the officers involved in Sunday night's deadly collision on sea will be placed on leave. And Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell to deliver a national address before a live audience tonight. In around the globe, regionally, COVID-19 rampant in schools in Trinidad. Internationally, Russia warns Ukraine conflict could lead to World War III. While in sports, Spice Girls fight back in their second CONCACAF Under-17 Women's Championship. However, they go down to Costa Rica. That's it for the GBN News for today, Tuesday, April 26, 2022. If you missed any part of this newscast, a repeat of it will be broadcast at 10 o'clock tonight. Continue to follow us online at gbn.gd or on GBN Television Facebook page and YouTube channel for these and other top stories. I'm Beverly Telesford. That's the news. Good night.